Hey everybody, Tim and Julie here for another new Batman Adventures Part 6, the last part. Like, this is it for this series, technically, kind of. There's still more, but it's okay. Season 1, because technically it was only one season, episodes 21, 22, 23, 24. So, as always, start from the top, work our way down. We are starting with the famous episode Mad Love. So, between the Batman animated series and the new Batman Adventures, Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, got together. They wrote the origin of Harley Quinn. How did she ever come about? And that comic won all sorts of awards. And then when they were like, okay, we're going to renew Batman again. So this series lasted from 97 to 99. They incorporated it into the series. And they did other ones as well, like the Clayface episode where Bullock is Santa and stuff like that. That was part of their original comic run. But this one really kind of stood out. So for you, what did you think of seeing the origin of Harley Quinn, how she came about?
I liked it. And, she was such a sweet, innocent girl, and then she fell, trying to help the Joker change his ways, and he wasn't gonna let her change. No, but she just tried her best to do everything that she could. She fell in love with him, and he wasn't gonna have it.
Right. And that's a lot of people have commented how it's almost like Stockholm syndrome and stuff like that, where she was there to help him, but he manipulated her back. His manipulative ability over succeeded her psychological training.
Right.
So I loved it. I thought it was great.
It was good.
Some of the things that stood out, like the opening scene where they're at the dentist office, and right before the Joker leaves, he's like, "May the floss be with you," which of course the Joker's voiced by Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker. So I was like, "Oh, it's a Star Wars joke. Look at that." So I like that. A lot of kind of adult humor, not even just this one, but all of the remaining ones, where she's like, "You want to rev your Harley?" Stuff like that. But overall, I liked it.
It was good. I loved it.
This might be the first episode where Batman laughs. I can't remember. I mean, Kevin Conroy has a dark laugh. When he starts laughing, you're like, oh shit, what is happening right now? So,
it was. I loved it. It was good.
Okay. The next episode, Chemistry, where Bruce falls madly in love with a woman, and go figure, she is a poison ivy zombie. You want to go first? What'd you think?
Yeah, it was okay, Batman wanting to give up being Batman and get married because his friends were getting married.
Right.
But then when they were on their so-called honeymoon on the cruise ship, he realized that she wasn't who he thought she was, and then all hell broke loose.
Now, see, if I just watched this episode, just this one episode, I'd love it. It's a really, really well done episode. It's fantastic. But the last time we saw Poison Ivy was all about, making fake marriage people. Right. And I was like, is that all she's doing now? It was just weird to me. So, because it was very reminiscent of the last episode. The next episode, Beware the Creeper, the introduction to Jack Ryder, the news anchor gone crazy. And this episode actually kind of establishes a timeline because it talks about how the Joker became the Joker 7 years ago today. Which, I mean, once you start doing the math, it doesn't really add up because this series is kind of a spin-off of the Jack Nicholson movie. But I mean, that came out in 1989. This episode came out in 1999, so it would really be 10 years. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. So, either way, so what'd you think of the Creeper?
It was sad that the news reporter got into that acid pit thing, and came the Creeper. I mean, he wasn't very harmful. He
Mm-hmm.
just a little scary type
Yeah.
person, but he was okay.
Yeah. So I love the Creeper. He is one of my absolute favorites. I actually collect comic books with the Creeper on the cover. So like I have a whole in the other room. I have a whole stack of just Creeper comics because I think he's so fucking funny. Like he's
Hmm.
so like especially when he like comes out and he's like, seems like schizophrenia with a mild case of and just going like oh god he's
Hmm.
just great and he's just running around in a speedo and like a big like whatever the
Whatever the
yeah
hell that was.
the
The
fur
firm.
it's just
Then
he's so crazy.
yeah, and then when he Batman helped him come back to
Mm-hmm.
himself, wear the
He
patch,
just pulls it right off.
you got to wear the patch, and yeah, he peels it off, and
Which the Creeper is, I mean, so this is the only episode because I mean we're done with the series. This is the only time we see him. He does show up in the Justice League, which is technically part of this universe, but he is more of an anti-hero. Like if you read the comics and stuff like that, he is more of a good guy.
mhm,
So it's kind of hard with just one episode.
right.
He's not a villain. He is definitely a hero. He's just kind of a crazy hero. Like when the Joker fell in the acid, I mean, he could have gone one way or the other. The
Yeah.
Joker went evil, but Jack Ryder is the same amount of crazy as the Joker, but he is kind of a good guy. So, and then the final episode, the episode to end it all, Judgment Day, kind of ominous as a title. What'd you think of this one?
That was okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'll admit I didn't like this one. Like this one, like to end the series, it was kind of interesting to see the Penguin and Killer Croc again. And the whole episode is about this new character called the Judge. And sure enough, it's just Two Face with a third. It's the third face. It's a third
Mhm.
personality. And they've touched on that before. I want to even say, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we've seen that before. I think there was another one. Like we've seen the Two Face where he thinks both sides are bad and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I'm kind of over Two Face at this point. I think
Yeah.
so. But so that's it for the new Batman adventures. I mean, we still got a little bit. We're gonna do some crossover episodes, and there is one more movie that takes place in this. But as far as the new adventures go, we're done. What'd you think?
Some of them were great. I love, like these last ones. They were good. I loved them.
All right. Any closing thoughts for this?
No, it's just moving on.
Okay. I'm down for it. We got all day. So for those who have seen the new Batman Adventures, what did you think? Like I said, Mad Love is all kinds of famous, so I'm really curious to see what people think of that. Everything else, Poison Ivy, The Creeper, Two-Face, everybody, go ahead, let us know so we can talk about it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.